Baratio answered, meditation is not just about developing calmness, nor having good and bad meditation experiences, but it is about developing wisdom via the silent mind in awareness to insight into the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Meditation or bhavana consists of two parts, samadhi and panya. First part is samadhi, which is the par factors of samasati and samadhi, i.e., training the mind to be in sati for or mindfulness, leading to samadhi or collected and unwavering mind to arise the heedfulness needed for cultivating insights. Then the second part is to use this trained mind in sati and samadhi to meditate and cultivate the Dharma as taught by the Buddha, leading to heedfulness to develop the panya or wisdom. So how can you do that? Can you do that by focusing on an object of meditation? Or must you just train your mind to be aware via a skillful means or a meditation object? The latter will lead you to an understanding of what you are doing in the name of meditation. So, whatever happens in meditation, as long as you are silent and aware to understand what is going on, then wisdom can arise. If we have expectation that meditation must lead to calmness and good meditative experiences, then we have a problem when it doesn't happen. Most yogis tend to react and chase after good meditation, and what they do is they become unhappy and agitated when they cannot get what they want or expect. Hence, their mind is not at peace with the moment. This lack of understanding is the main problem that traps most yogis. You must understand that the moment you are silent, you are already aware and heedful, so you don't have to try to be aware. The trying is by the thought, and if thought is active, how can your mind be silent and aware? The five mental hindrances that hinder your mind from becoming peaceful and calm will arise as long as your mind is deluded and heedlessly lost in thoughts. This habitual tendency of heedless thinking is the main problem. So, to counter these five mental hindrances, we need to cultivate the opposite five spiritual faculties of Sada, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya via cultivating the following. 1. The devotional practices of puja to develop the faith, the Viriya, and Sati. 2. The mind sweeping method and metta to decondition the heedless thinking via just feel and relax, no more thinking. Then 3. Cultivate anapanasati or mindfulness of the in and out breath breathing to stabilize the sati born of the above training leading to the silent mind, sati, followed by samadhi and panya. There was a question raised by a yogi during the last Saturday meditation class as to why the random thoughts keep on arising during her meditation. I told her, this is good because at least now you are able to be aware of your own lack of peace and understand why your random thoughts keep arising. Why these thoughts and not other thoughts? When you are aware of all this without any reactions of mind and agitation or trying to do anything, then what happens? You will come to realize that these random thoughts arise due to your attachment or clinging to a lot of those mind activities that affected you during your daily life. And these arising thoughts have a lot to do with the memories which you had deposited or accumulated scars of memories into your brain over the years. And since thoughts are response to memories, that is how random thoughts arise during your meditation. But if you just let it be and remain just silent and aware, then these random thoughts will start to slow down on their own until there is just stillness or quietness. Also, if you don't cling and live your life with heedfulness and wisdom, then all this clinging and grasping and accumulation will cease to be, and you will be very peaceful most of the time. V is the three universal characteristics of nature, and Pasana is to insight into. Hence, Vipassana is a meditation that leads to the ability of the mind to insight into these three universal characteristics of nature, to arise the wisdom needed to liberate the mind. So meditation is about insight and not about good or bad meditation. Reaction of mind is due to one's wrong views that condition the arising of wrong thoughts, leading to the fear, worry, anxiety, and restlessness of mind. Understand via awareness how these wrong thoughts come to be and how they condition our fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, etc. Via thoughts, projections, and proliferation is very important. Then, understand how Dharma can allow us to develop the wisdom needed to free our mind, leading to the peace and tranquility within. This is meditation. 38 Heart Sutra class 1.1 Form Dharma and Mind Dharma. It is important to understand what is form Dharma and what is mind Dharma. For example, I am a religious person. My religion says I cannot take certain types of meat, not permitted. I cannot touch or use the bowl that contains this type of meat used by people of other religions. Then, by the same logic, they shouldn't breathe the air that the people of other religions have breathed or the money that they have used. This type of actions puts emphasis only on the form Dharma, i.e., they only deal with the form and are not able to see the mind as yet. Form has so much meaning to them, hence they can be deluded by it, and it is because of their attachment to form Dharma that conditions them to cling to the external forms and identify with them as right or wrong, spiritual or non-spiritual. Outwardly, they try to become more spiritual, but inwardly, at mind level, they are still barren because they cannot see their rather latent defilements, evil mental intentions and thoughts. Another example is taking vegetarian. When you don't understand why are you vegetarian, then the same problem will arise. Some people are vegetarian because they thought by doing so they will be more spiritual and compassionate because they don't cause to kill anymore. There may be some truth in that statement, but if you don't have the clear understanding of why you go vegetarian, then delusion can still creep in because you fail to understand that spirituality has nothing to do with what you eat. For spirituality is about cultivating the mind and purifying it to develop wisdom to liberate our mind. Otherwise, all the herbivorous animals like the cows, the goats, and the horse would have been enlightened because they are vegetarian all the time, for they only eat grass, and the funny part is what they eat finally becomes meat too. The other important point that one need to understand is, for the true cultivators of the way, there will come a time for them to go vegetarian, and they will know when and why, for their cultivation has reached the mind level, and they are so sensitive and so clear with their understanding that they are ready to go vegetarian. This is good understanding. But what happens when you don't have this type of understanding? When your understanding and cultivation have not reached this level of refined compassion, then becoming vegetarian like the others has not much meaning, and it will not make you more compassionate and spiritual. It is like at the form level, you are trying to impress others outwardly that you are a vegetarian, but inwardly your mind is still not ready, and so cause with all the cravings, selfishness, anger, hatred, jealousy, violence to harm and kill, pettiness and fear, etc. All these you cannot see. So what is happening? This is attachment to form Dharma and not cultivating the mind Dharma as at the mind level to develop the wisdom to understand beyond form Dharma. This is like some devotees who chant to renew their 5 precepts, but still break them. Outwardly, they will say, I am a Buddhist, I cannot lie and steal or commit sexual misconduct, etc. But then inwardly, are they really a Buddhist? As a true Buddhist and to be worthy of the Buddha, the minimum we should do is to be able to at least heed his advice to avoid all evil, cultivate goodness and wholesomeness, and purify your mind, right? Number one, to avoid all evils, we will have to keep our 5 precepts while developing our mindfulness and heedfulness to diligently cultivate the first 2 right efforts. A, to abandon the unwholesome thoughts or mental intentions that have arisen. And B, the other right effort to prevent the unwholesome thoughts from arising. 2, to cultivate goodness and wholesomeness, we need to cultivate the next 2 right efforts. A, to promote or arise the right thoughts, right speech, and right action that are still not in you. And B, the other right effort to refine upon whatever right and wholesome mental intentions and thoughts, action and speech that you have developed. As these 4 right efforts are cultivated at mind level, hence they are still thought-based cultivation, involving effort or the thought. A better way to cultivate goodness, wholesomeness, and blessings is to understand that the absence of evil is by itself already good. With this understanding, one only needs to cultivate the stability of daily mindfulness, leading to the heedfulness to constantly avoid all evil mental intention that condition one's negativity. Then there will be no more need to use the 4 right efforts anymore. Number 3, to purify our mind, we need to go beyond thought to cultivate only mindfulness or sati, the silent mind, to see things as they are, without the interference of thoughts via its views, opinions, and conditioning. This is direct seeing, which is also called the 3rd turning cultivation, leading to the realization of bhavana maya panya, wisdom born of bhavana or the meditative discipline. At the mind level, you can still be deluded because you must understand that your mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief, and everything arises from the mind. So if one acts, speaks, and thinks with a wicked, unwholesome mind, then suffering will follow one like the bill that follows the hoof. So even though the mind dharma is more important than form dharma, one can still get trapped at mind level if one continues to be deluded by the aggregates of mind. When we identify via form, then we will discriminate according to what we see or perceive like male, female, old and young, beautiful and ugly, race, nationality, etc. Like I am a Malay, Chinese, and Indian, leading to racial discrimination via identification with our external physical forms or appearances. When we are able to see beyond form, all these discriminations or divisions conditioned by form dharma will cease, but then mind dharma can still arise to cause similar division and discrimination. At mind level, we still have our views, opinions, belief systems, traditions, and conditions, etc. That conditionings, etc. that can still divide and cause us to argue with one another. All these divisions and discrimination can only cease when we are able to see beyond form and beyond mind or thoughts, leading to the direct seeing with our true nature within, i.e., seeing things as they are, leading to the understanding of what is suchness or tathata. The Buddha explained to us clearly how we perceive form via our mind, mental consciousness. This is the reason why the Buddha said, mind is the forerunner of all things, and mind is chief. When mind arises, everything comes to be. So we can return all external forms to mind, then mind to our pure nature within, to realize the truth of how creation via mental consciousness comes to be, leading to the understanding of their impermanent, non-self and empty nature. When you awaken, your form and mind will cease, and your true nature within or your essence will be realized as the oneness, the unconditioned and the timeless, beyond thought, beyond mind. The whole world is about suchness. Truth cannot be monopolized by any religion or anyone, because truth is not your truth or my truth, for they are our own opinions of truth. Truth is whatever that can explain the way things are. So what is truth? Truth is Dharma or nature's laws that govern all of life and existence. 1.2. According to Mahayana tradition, there are 3 levels of seeing mountains, and they are: first level seeing, mountains are just mountains. Worldly, mundane seeing, via the mundane mind, leading to normal mundane seeing, which is the conventional truth. The second level seeing, mountains are not mountains. Spiritual, direct seeing, via the silent mind, leading to awakening, realizing that perception of form is consciousness, whereas its non-perception is wisdom, spiritual truth. The third level of seeing, mountains are mountains again. Mastery, gone beyond transcendental or suchness seeing, seeing things as they are after having the wisdom, and can live life like a normal person again, which is ultimate or supra-mundane truth. Part 2, meditation. 2.1. I used to have pain and now I don't have. Why? Brother Teo answered, you must investigate into it and find out for yourself. Very likely it is because you are more calm now and your anapanasati cultivation has improved and you are more relaxed and mindful now. This is a good sign of slight progress. But meditation is not just about cultivating calmness of mind and having peaceful experiences, leading to the so-called good meditation, and then jump for joy and cling on to it unknowingly. It is just like random thoughts that arise during meditation. Yogi dislikes it and call it bad meditation, and they become unhappy. So is this meditation, when your mind still reacts to good and bad meditation. Meditation is about developing wisdom via awareness to be at peace with all life situations. Even when random thoughts arise, the yogi can still develop the wisdom out of it, if the yogi knows how to develop the meditation via sati to understand how the random thoughts come to be, via inquiring, why am I not peaceful? When we come to understand that we have been heedless for so long, because we seldom train our mind to be in sati and we are seldom heedful, then we will understand that this mind is not peaceful because of the heedless way we have been living our life. This heedless living has conditioned our habitual tendencies of ceaseless thinking and reactions to sense experiences, giving rise to the 5 mental hindrances. Hence our lack of peace. If we just silence our mind via wisdom and not feed it with any more thought energies, like trying to focus and concentrate or to do something to push away the random thoughts, then what happens? Try it and find out for yourself. You will be very surprised that the random thoughts will just slow down on their own and then become silent and still. This is a form of awakening, and wisdom will arise. Then the yogi will suddenly understand with a lot of joy that the natural state of mind before the stirring and reaction of mind is already silent and still. So the cultivation of sati or mindfulness during meditation is not about doing away with the thoughts, but about understanding that the moment I am silent without thought, I am already in sati. That means you don't have to practice mindfulness or try to be mindful anymore, because the practice or the trying is by the thought, with thoughts so actively doing things. How can you be aware? So just silence your mind, then sati is automatically there, because sati is awareness before the thought or the knowing. It is just a pure awareness leading to the direct seeing. Sati is silent, choiceless awareness of what is. 39 Heart Sutra class 2.1. Question 1. Brother Teo, the sutta said Buddha become enlightened through self-realization. Then why is it also mentioned in the first sermon that the Buddha himself also had to go through the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths to become enlightened? Brother Teo answered, the Buddha had already cultivated for 3 3/4 aeons to fulfill his 10 perfections cultivation prior to his full enlightenment in India 2600 years ago. So the Buddha was already a Bodhisattva then, and he had cultivated the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths before. What happened was, when he became fully enlightened under the Bodhi tree, he inherited all his past perfections and cultivation. Hence, he knew the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths are very important. In the first sermon, the Buddha's opening statement is to advise the 5 ascetics to avoid the 2 extremes of sensual indulgence and self-mortification while following the middle path, which is the Noble Eightfold Path as proclaimed by him. The deeper meaning of the middle path is to transcend all dualities. In the early days when I was cultivating the Buddha Dhamma, I haven't really heard of these 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths, but I was indeed very lucky because I met a Thailand monk, Pra Ajahn Yantra Amaro Bhikkhu, in 1988, and it was he who constantly, not less than 6 times, advised me to contemplate all the Dhamma spoken by the Buddha until they became very, very clear. I didn't know that this was the second turning of the Four Noble Truths until much later. He also emphasized a lot on the importance of cultivating the daily mindfulness. Because of my very strong saddha or faith in Ajahn Yantra and the Triple Gem, I cultivated this Dhamma contemplation or second turning wisdom and the daily mindfulness a lot, and my understanding of the Buddha Dhamma started to stabilize, and my progress along the path of Dhamma became very smooth and fast. It was only in the year 2004 when I was invited by a sister in the Dhamma to share the Dhamma that arises the condition for me to really look at the first sermon sutta. I remember it was at session 17, Selangor Vipassana Society, when she asked me what topic I wanted to start off with. I then saw a framed photo of the Buddha giving the first sermon to the 5 ascetics on the wall. So I said to him, since the Buddha started with that, I would also start with that first sermon sutta. I then asked her for a copy of the sutta, which she so kindly gave to me. It was a Thai chanting book, and the moment I read the 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths, straight away I would link my cultivation to it, and there was so much joy. I suddenly understood its meaning and how the 3 turnings correspond to the 3 types of wisdom that the Buddha talked about in the sutta. I had developed my own cultivation following these 3 turnings without knowing that they were the 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths. 2.2. Question 2. According to Brother Teo, our mind can only do one thing at a time. But in my meditation, how come I could be aware of my in and out breath, and simultaneously I could be aware of a lot of other things like my other thoughts, perception, and bodily sensation, etc.? Why is it so? Brother Teo answered, this is a very good question. You see, when your anapanasati has stabilized, your awareness will enable you to do that, because mindfulness of your in and out breath will help you to anchor your awareness there. With that awareness, silent mind with inner awareness of the breath, you can definitely be aware of your thoughts, perceptions and bodily sensations, or tactile consciousness. Because every time when you are aware, you are not thinking. So this awareness of all your other mental activities like perceptions, tactile, and thought consciousness are actually all separate entities. But because your mind can move so fast, it is as if you can multitask them as if they are all happening simultaneously. When you are aware of the breath, there is no thought, i.e., mind and breath as one. But the moment you start to rise a perception of what you have perceived, your mental aggregate of sanya has arisen, so it is a separate entity. Then what do? Chances are you will deludedly react or grasp onto it via your views and opinions. Unless you have wisdom or universal manasikara at the moment of sense experience, your feeling will be conditioned into craving of likes and dislikes almost immediately. With wisdom, mindfulness, and heedfulness, you can be aware of thought and its content. You can be aware at the moment of perception, feeling, and consciousness, etc. But the moment you are lost in thought or preoccupied with what you perceive, then your mind is no longer aware and you have become heedless. The mind that is aware is always silent. Hence, the moment you are aware again, you don't perceive or think anymore. The mind with silent inner awareness is actually the oneness nature that can take in the entire phenomena world outside. 2.3. Question 3. During my meditation, I was made aware and I was more aware and I was able to sense the cooking smell from behind the kitchen as if it is just right in front of my nose. Why? Brother Teo answered, when your mind is truly silent and you are aware, then this is possible because the smell is just the smell consciousness. The smell can travel to your nose because you are more sensitive when the mind is silent and not preoccupied with any thinking or distracted by any worry or anxiety. If it is a vibration like a very distant sound, you can also be aware of it. And the vibration hearing consciousness is very clear and sort of magnified. The silent mind in awareness pervades the entire oneness. Meditation is not about inquiry, how come the mind is like this? Meditation is about developing the wisdom to understand clearly the universal laws that govern life and existence and to understand how you function as a human being and what this so-called human being is all about. It is also to understand how the mind works and functions, thereby understanding clearly the 12 links or law of dependent origination as taught by the Buddha. The Dharma or truth is everywhere, but why can't you see? If only your mind is silent, you will be aware, then you can see. It is as if all of a sudden you can awaken to it. Hearing the truth, contemplating, and reflecting upon it can bring about a lot of joy. Wisdom is not a rigid knowledge. It must be awakened too. Thought is created via a focusing of the perceived with content of consciousness that was introduced into it. Initially, it is just spacious, pure awareness and silence. Learn to see how thought arises. When the mundane mind collapses, the pure awareness nature or supra-mundane mind will shine forth and it will be a lot clearer.
40th Heart Sutra class. Part 1. Recapitulation 1.1. Let things be. Then investigate. When random thoughts arise, do not react, suppress or try to control them. Just let things be and flow with them. Then investigate and find out. What happens when you do that? You will come to understand that they are just thoughts, which come and go according to your mental conditioning. You will also come to understand that when your 5 mental hindrances are around, you are not peaceful, and when the 5 spiritual faculties are there, they will counter the 5 mental hindrances. and you are then naturally peaceful. No matter what happens, do not try to control or suppress thoughts. Only through understanding you free your mind, not through the doing via the thought which is egoic. You must investigate why you are like that and why you are not peaceful. The essential Dhamma, as taught by the Buddha, will enable us to see the dangers of the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, the importance of heedfulness, and the importance of following the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evils via keeping the precepts, and do good and purify the mind via cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path until one is awakened. Similarly, one will also see the importance of cultivating dana, sila, and bhavana based on the right view with regards to the three important spiritual laws of karma niyama, chitta niyama, and dhamma niyama that govern all of our life and existence, so as to understand and see the full picture of the Dhamma cultivation clearly. Part 2. The 10 Dhamma realms, 十法界, as a Buddhist cosmology. The Buddhist cosmology consists of 10 Dhamma realms. First 4 realms are the realms of the saints or enlightened ones, and they are 1. The realm of the Buddha, 诸佛法界. 2. The realm of the Bodhisattva, 菩萨法界. 3. The realm of the conditional enlightened ones, 结缘法界, 缘觉法界. 4. The realm of the sound hearers, 声闻法界. The other 6 realms are the realms of the living beings subjected to birth and death, and they are equivalent to the 31 planes of existence within the Theravada tradition. They are 1. The realm of the heavenly beings, 天人法界. 2. The realm of the human beings, 人道法界. 3. The realm of the demons, 阿修罗法界. 4. The realm of the animals, 畜生法界. 5. The realm of the hungry ghosts, 恶鬼法界. 6. The realm of hells, 地狱法界. Some of the great bodhisattvas like Guan Yin, Pusa, Wensu Pusa, Pu Xian Pusa, and Earth Store Bodhisattva, Dizhang Pusa, have already fulfilled their 10 perfections to become Samma Sambuddha. But due to their great compassion and love for the living beings, they have used their great vows to continue and to come and save living beings. Just like Earth Store Bodhisattva, one of his vows is that if hell is not empty of living beings, he will not become a Samma Sambuddha.
Okay, I just add a little bit on it. Although we have the 10 Dhamma rhyme, Mahayana, they actually categorize it very well. So it completes the 31 plane plus the 4 enlightened beings rhyme. But these enlightened being rhymes, they also have to take birth within most of the time human rhyme or Deva rhyme, or the pure airport or whatever. But most of the time they come to the human rhyme. Sometimes they go to the woeful state to fulfill their vow, like Dizhang Pusa. Dizhang Pusa spend a lot of time down there at the hell rhyme. So when we talk about the rhyme of the Buddha, 诸佛法界, it doesn't mean that it's a rhyme where all the Buddha exists, understand? All these Buddha, they have their Buddha nature, understand? Even the great beings like Kuan Yin has their own great nature based on their perfection. So this nature is not a being, understand? It's all their perfection, everything. But because of the uniqueness of the Mahayana training, their vows are very heavy, understand? Until it becomes part of nature's law, understand? Like Kuan Yin Bodhisattva got one very unique vow. He said, whomever call upon her for how, sincerely, the word is sincerely, that will be a response. And that vow is very powerful, fulfill. How does it happen? Do you think Kuan Yin has to be everywhere? Whoever sincere, call out the 4 hours, she will be there? No, it's because she make that vow until it become part of nature's law. Then it just manifests, understand or not? This is law of mind, understand or not? It's integrated in. And this one very strange, no? When I was very young, my mother take me to a temple. All the dainty deva, I cannot pay respect. My mother still asked me to pay respect. So I, out of respect for him, I took my joystick, I close my eye, I count 1 to 10, then I put it on the hyonglo. You call what? In English is what? No, where you put the joystick on. And anyway, I did that. But when it comes to Kuan Yin and the great beings and the Bodhisattva, I automatically pay respect without her calling me. Then as I grew up, I came to hear Sambao Si for retreat. Then I was contemplating in the bus as I come up. I said, how come Kuan Yin is such a great being? Because my mother has a lot of faith in Kuan Yin. Then at that time, I know something helped me, when I was young. I almost died 3 times. This form my mind. Because our form my mind is very fragile. Then the other word is what? Fragile and delicate is one word, but it's another one. Vulnerable, very easily destroyed. Understand? So I was contemplating, how come Kuan Yin? Because my mother always say, in Hakka, Kuan Yin Yong Yong whole land, means you have faith in her. It is like it manifests for you, means 很灵 in English is what? Efficacy. So my mother used to tell me that. Then I also know, because my mother have faith, then she chant just a normal like Hakka, not Namo观世音菩萨, Namo Kuan Yin Yong Yong, Kuan Yin Yong Yong. Like that also can, no need the 4 hours. You know what happened? There was one day when he was almost 60 years old. He got an accident in the city there. The taxi banged into her, and she flew out somersault and landed on the road. People thought she dead, like unconscious, then head bleeding. So luckily, the shopkeeper people in Al-Astar town, they immediately asked the shop, one of them, take out that, not this type, the old type of foldable one. You call it stretcher. No, got backrest one. And they put her there while waiting for help. At that time, I think they also don't know how to call ambulance. Had to take a taxi to hospital or whatever. But they just try their best, give her ventilation, air. Then after about half an hour, my mother wake up. Then you know what happened? Despite the blood or what, she was okay, normal. But the jig she wear broke. And she told me when she bought this jig in China, he actually asked Kuan Yin to bless her. And because of that, my mother have a lot of affinity Kuan Yin. So when I was in the bus contemplating, then I say, how can this happen with a science student? Then suddenly inside tell me, the vow lah. Hey? Then only I realized it has gone into nature's law. Then from there onward, I got no more doubt already. That's why there will be a response. So don't go and use your limited thought or thinking process to try to understand it. You need to go the Bodhisattva way, cultivate this type of cultivation. Then only you understand. That's why later on, you all will also come to know why Amitabha Buddha got 48 great vows. 48大愿. And his vow can create pure land or no, for those who have faith in his teaching and guidance to take birth there and cultivate from there. No? So all these are possible because he took the longest, no, through faith. It took Amitabha Buddha 12 world cycle, Asankaya Kapas. Instead of the wisdom way, Sakyamuni did it in 3 3/4 Asankaya Kapas. Where Sakyamuni took the wisdom way. Suppose it were 4 Asankaya Kapas. Then according to the Mahayana Sutta, if you go through Virya, where there are 3 ways, faith, Amitabha, 12 world cycle, longest. You go to Virya, it seems it take about 8 world cycle. But wisdom way is the fastest. 4, 3 something or 4, around that world cycle you can fulfill. So this is what I want you to understand, okay? Otherwise you will be very confused. Because in our human rhyme, there are a lot of all these sound hearer, conditioned enlightened one, bodhisattva. Then during the Buddha's time, he delivered fire sermon, so many. Then according to Reverend Suvano, I don't know whether true or not. I think he must have read the Theravada Tipitaka. He said during the fire sermon, down there maybe 1,000 plus now. Well, this is a group of cultivator who like to worship fire, all those things. It seems when this fire sermon was spoken, up there in the heavenly Rima, Deva Rima, he said millions become enlightened. So all this is according to the record of the Tipitaka, of the Theravada tradition. So you have to understand all these first 4 rhymes, 诸佛法界, then 菩萨法界, then also condition enlightenment is 圆觉法界, then sound hearer is 声闻法界. This type of being, they don't have a special rhyme honor. They have to take birth to come to the existential world, except Pure Land. Some take birth. And Pure Land one, a lot of these 4 rhyme. So all these are the understanding you can develop. Okay? We read on. I think the next page is very interesting. Oh, sorry, got one more paragraph here. Oh, you finished the last sentence. Oh, okay. The next page is very interesting. Law of dependent origination. PATA SAMUPPＡDA. Okay, NB, you read. I think NB can understand.
2.2 Law of Dependent Origination or PATICCA SAMUPPADA. 1. Avidya, ignorance. Condition 2. Sankhara, mental activities. Sankhara condition 3. Vijnana, mental consciousness. Vijnana condition 4. Nama Rupa, 5 aggregates of form and mind. Nama Rupa condition Salayatana, 6 sense bases. 6 sense bases condition Phassa, contact. Phassa condition Vedana, feeling. And Vedana condition Tanha, craving. And Tanha condition Upadana, grasping. Upadana condition Bhava, becoming. Bhava condition Jati, birth. And Jati condition Jara Maranang, old age, sickness, death, leading to sorrow, lamentation, grief, etc. Okay. Hence arise the whole mass of suffering.
Very good. So this one is what the 12 link is all about. PATICCA SAMUPPADA. How you function as a human being. How your mind operates. Chitta niyama. So what happened is, the first link, avidya, like I explained to you, ignorant. Ignorant of what? Ignorant of the truth. Means, being deluded, you don't understand. So what you do? Wanting to know, You go and think, understand? Your teacher always go back and think about it. And that is the only faculty before you develop the awareness nature. That is the only instrument that you can use to live life. So you go and think. And like I explained, your brain is an organ, understand? So you go and think when you make contact with that brain. Why do you make contact? You want to retrieve information, understand? Whatever that you have learned, your knowledge, so that you can perceive things, external phenomena, or you can label it, you can name it. So when you make contact, like the physics experiment, the light bulb lights up, okay? So this is what we call the third link vijnana, means the pure consciousness. Like the Buddha said, in the seeing is only the seeing consciousness, the pure vijnana of seeing. But in the brain is the thought consciousness, and the pure vijnana of thought consciousness before you put in the content. That's why the third link is vijnana. So when you input the content, it becomes the second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. This one is the thought. So when it becomes the thought, the Buddha said, dependent on the arising of this thought, there must be sense basis, like what I explained. Because without the senses, like the physics experiment, this thing cannot arise. Then after that, because there is also salayatana, the sense basis, that trigger of the consciousness and the input of content, then within the content of consciousness, there is what they call contact. And within the content of consciousness, after contact, it conditions feeling, understand? So that horizontal line that goes to the left, at the pasat level, which is contact of the sense data with the sense basis and the consciousness, there is another, like a U-shaped thing, understand? Yeah, a small U. Then there is a big U. You call it arrow better. So you know why I put it down there? Because when there is ignorance, when it make contact with the brain, avijja pacaya sankara, ignorant contact, there is also contact inside there, understand? Because you are not enlightened. So this you is to tell you avijja pacaya sankara also got contact. But the linear progression, the Buddha cannot show. You meditate, you will know. That's why I say it's multi-dimension. Then when it comes to after contact pasat, it will condition feeling. So this feeling is actually pure feeling. But because you have avijja, what happened? Feeling condition. If you know avijja, what happened? If you are enlightened being, especially arahant and beyond, feeling become pure feeling. Understand? That's why this link cannot move. And you don't go and believe people. Oh, you like that. I cut a feeling. You go and cut. Use scissor. You don't have the wisdom. Avijja is there, how to cut. You understand? In the early day, I used to hear a lot of Theravada teaching or teacher or what. Since the link like that, cut a feeling, is it? Don't allow craving to move. You think so easy. Without wisdom, cannot. That's why when I was developing the sati, then I saw all this. Then later on, when I went through the cessation, then I realized I can stop at feeling now. I can stop at contact now. And my awareness is so stable now. Then it cannot move on now. Then I realized, come like that on. Then later on, after my mandate, my collapse, I realized that feeling become pure feeling now. It cannot stir and do all those things. It cannot, cannot. Like I told you, I bang something or what. It no one. This is a reality. You go and hit, you sure that sensation, tactile one will arise. And this sensation is normal, pure sensation. But if you label it, what happened? You word also come out, understand? Oh, then all the bad word also come out. Ah, stupid fellow, why you go and put like that? But when you kena, nothing happened. You just laugh, I remember. Then one day I told you all before, the previous retreat. At 89, after that, my wife made me a coffee. He know I like sugar, but he forgot to put sugar. The moment I tasted it, I laughed. I said, come, come, come. I said, you drink. Huh? He said, not sweet enough. But then only she realized, no sugar. Then he said, sorry, sorry. I said, never mind. I said, I just want you to know. Yeah. Because before that, I used to tell her, why you put so little sugar? Huh? If really no sugar at that time, maybe toss it, I understand. But after it happened, funny, that response, you laugh at it, then you call, okay, have a drink. That is how it transforms you, you understand? That's why I know all these links. When I come out from the nature, I saw them. Then how they grasp on earlier on. Then how after that, non-grasping. That's why don't be gullible by listening to people say you can cut here, cut there, or don't allow the feeling to be conditioned into craving. Which means what? Suppress lah, understand? Suppression. When anger want to arise, yan, you know what yan? I tell you, yan means suppression. When you suppress inside, what happens? This one will one day explode. Understand? Where you bottle it up, understand? You don't want to get angry. Why? Well, you heard people say, hey, you practice meditation, vipassana, 20, 30 years already, You're supposed to progress or at least one stage or two stage or three stage, like enlightened being already. So what you do? You have to live and act like an enlightened one, So dare not get angry, Saw good food, dare not eat, Scared people say craving. That is suppression, understand? But when you understand, why must you suppress? Because all these are mind state born of delusion, wrong view. You don't have the wisdom, it will arise. It will stir, it will react, and it will create the movement. That's why this dwelling sometimes doesn't finish. You know why or not? Okay, we finish the whole thing first. Vedana, feeling, condition, craving, because there is avijja. Then craving, condition, grasping. Means that craving has become so strong, you grasp at it. Then what happens is after grasping, you become that thing already. Means what? The best example is there's a lustful person. Yeah. So that craving means gatai already, or lust there already. Then he start to grasp already, because that one is driving the fellow. Then he look for condition, got condition, he become like a rapist already, understand? That becoming is your emotion, everything you become. Then birth means what? You think new life? No. Birth means you transgress, understand? Becoming still at the thought level, understand? At the emotion level. Then you become that thing. That's why you transgress and do the physical action. You become a rapist. That is how you take birth, understand? You become, then you take birth. And that birth is not physical birth, understand? Means you act out of it. We call it transgression. Then from there, what happened? After you take birth, the consequence is there. Although here, I think the commentary, they thought birth lead to old age, sickness, and death, and all those things. Then death leading to sorrow, lamentation, grief. But the real thing is only sorrow, lamentation, grief, and all those things. Means the consequence of it, understand? There is karmic consequence. That's why this whole mess of suffering arises through that transgression. So when you understand it this way, you really understand Paticca Samuppada. It's instantaneous, every moment, every instant. What I want to add is, sometimes the link doesn't end. You know why? Let's say, when you see something, then the link start. Understand or not? Yeah. Then when it becomes feeling, there is craving already. But before you can continue, let's say somebody around, then they like pat on you. Hey, what are you doing? They know you are not normal. Your mind is going on like that. Then he pat on you. Then what happened? The link break, isn't it? Then you turn, now hearing consciousness already, understand or not? No more seeing consciousness. Seeing consciousness that make him lustful one, the link break, understand or not? Then he like got a shock. Then he turn around. Anything? Then he say, what are you doing? And then that link move on to hearing. Then move on to thought. Understand or not? Then after that, the senses again operate. And this is why sometimes the link doesn't finish. Then sometimes you think, because your heedless thinking is so fast, understand or not? You think this, before the thinking can continue, another loud, let's say very loud sense data come in and take over, understand? Or there's a very loud sound, palm or what, then suddenly your attention is at the hearing. Then sometimes a very strong smell, then you go to that sense door, understand or not? The sense basis. Then sometimes itchy or injury or something hit you tactile, then your senses go there, understand? So this is how you function as a human being. And mind, they move so fast because of the sixth sense door. So if you don't have sati, mindfulness, how can you cope with life? Understand or not? When you drive, also same. While you drive, you also think, understand or not? When you think means what? Preoccupy the thought. That's very dangerous. Then accident can happen, understand or not? Then nowadays got handphone now. Drive also listening to handphone or talk or they want to see videos or how not to get accident? You think you can multitask? You try lah. Every moment of heedlessness can lead to accident, I tell you. That's why tell yourself, you want to listen to the phone, I stop by somewhere or park somewhere or take it out and pass it to your family member. But normally not urgent one. Urgent also can wait lah, 5-10 minutes or half an hour when you reach home. So my wife advises no need to listen first. Go back home only, listen. Unless you expect a call to come, then you stop somewhere. So this is how you protect yourself and develop the understanding. Because without mindfulness, you cannot multitask, cannot be so fast. But when you have the sati, the mindfulness, the awareness within, you not only can multitask and see, you fully aware of all these movements now. And your yoniso manasikara is every moment, every instant, at every sense door. No? That's why it's different. Then you don't panic on. No? Like anything happen, I cannot panic on. I just silent go here. Then my nature sensitive, I can know what is going on. Then I can sense a lot of things. That's why it's very different. If you don't have this training, this ability to actually understand all this, is because your awareness nature is not developed. Your wisdom is not at that level to understand. So have faith in the Buddha and realize that this teaching is very different, very unique, very extensive. Can make you understand life in its fullest spectrum. Not only existential life, it can bring you back to the source, to that nature, but not you lah. Because the mind realizes itself cease, then that nature can be realized. But then you want to know, you have to come out as a living being again. Especially human being. But human being very good. You got this mundane mind, can let you understand a lot of things. You this follow in knowledge base. You want to know things, this is the best instrument. That's why scientists like this mundane mind. Oh, very analytical. Oh, can analyze and can come out with a lot of discovery. That's why our civilization now, we at first have what we call agricultural revolution. You remember the early day, not enough food. Then after that, not enough job. So industrial revolution. Okay. Then after that, not enough what? Huh? No. That one is working one. Agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, then IT revolution, understand or not? Technology revolution. And now, after IT, AI, artificial intelligence, understand or not? So just now, I also want to share with you this one. After Yun Chan go and get the jab, and tetanus jab, recover the hand. So doctor important or not? Important. So engineer important or not? Why important? Because our ethic, code of ethics say, you know how proud we are not? We transform the resources of nature for the comfort of mankind. That is what a civil engineer is. Songbo. Actually, when I hear this in my first year, I feel very good. I can transform resources of nature for the comfort of mankind. True or not? All the building you stay, you use, office or what, all come from engineer. The water you drink, how they create water treatment, sewerage, then airport, all the fantastic bridges, infrastructure, all come from civil engineer. What do they use? Raw material from nature, understand not? And convert it into structure, building, for what? For the comfort of mankind. You think they so kind? They also sell to you lah. They also project make money ah. That's why you know why they call them consultant. That word come from con man, contractor. Why must con in front? Because they know the word con man. You put this title, very apt one. Consultant, contractor. Any more con? No, that one is not a profession. The profession one. Then what I want you to understand is, you know the doctor very important. When you got disease, they really can help. Of course, you need engineers. Otherwise, aircon also don't have, understand or not? Electrical engineer. If nobody run the power for you, you also don't have all the, what they call comfort of life. Understand or not? Then there is also what they call now more sophisticated chemical engineer. Oil and gas, everything they can do. Plastic technology. Then recently, my niece study material engineer. This one very popular, new field. Then like Amy's daughter, one of them, psychology. So now a lot of kids, they take this type of courses. So what I'm trying to tell you is all this play a role, understand or not? So when it comes to Dhamma, you must understand the conditioned world is like that. So when you want to understand, like what I explained to you, is the Buddha Dharma can let you understand all this. Understand? No matter how it evolved, whether in the future or in the past, the Buddha Dharma cover head to tail. Understand? So do understand the uniqueness of this teaching and how this teaching can make a big difference to your life if you choose to come. You have to come, no need lah. No choice. That's all. Karma take you here. That's all. But if you like karma so much, then continue to be heedless. No need to come to retreat. No need to learn the Dhamma. No need to train. Very funny thing, like the Cantonese say. To learn bad thing, 3 days cao điểm. Understand? To learn a skill or something good or to be good, it could be a lifetime thing. You heard of it? Then there's a famous saying in Cantonese, 仲未大就先學壞. Every time you learn a dialect, how do you start learning? All the foul language first, understand? All the negative and defiling one. So this is why our culture is like that. So Dhamma is evolving and becoming what the world is. That's why the Buddha says, Sashna, the world is the world. When the civilization is at that point, it will evolve by itself. That's why I say, whatever happened, when I went out to Singapore, Casey, Michael, and BF asked me, I heard Malaysia politics very confusing. Because they also heard. So I said, never mind lah, let things be lah. Your condition like that, things will like that. But I say it will evolve. It will evolve. If there are more what they call positive influence of the collective consciousness, then it will evolve. At the moment, like evolve slightly better already lah. But will it continue to be better? Nobody knows. But it depends on the collective consciousness of the population of people in Malaysia. Because the totality of the consciousness of all the beings that are here is our country consciousness. And this is the one that will evolve. And the behavior of the being all there. But if you have cultivation, you are different. You can be like out of it, not affected by it. Otherwise, you become emotional. You are drawn into the crowd instinct and all those things. Okay? So now we let Ingbi continue. Then you will understand.
The first link is ignorance. Ignorant of what? The truth or realities of life and existence, i.e., the lack of right views with regards to the law of karma, Four Noble Truths, and the laws of cause and effect, or dependent origination. One major aspect of ignorance is Sakkaya Ditthi, or self-delusion. This is the sole culprit that conditions our grasping and holding on to all the creations of the mind as real and trying to own and possess them. Upon understanding clearly via meditation that there is no I and me or atta within these five aggregates of form and mind of ours, then there is no more wrong view or self-delusion to grasp and to cling onto the phenomenon world of consciousness created by mind. With this wisdom, the form and mind can be free of all suffering. Because of this ignorance or wrong view, living beings think a lot, and thinking arises because they don't understand what is going on in life. So wanting to know and wanting to understand life, the living beings create more thinking or sankhara, hence becoming more heedless. As mind is also an organ of thoughts, so this thinking creates contact to trigger off mental consciousness or vijnana. Then within this vijnana, there is the mental form that enters the mind via perception or sanya. Hence arise the five mental aggregates of form and mind, or nama rupa. Please read the blue book Dhamma discussion transcript on the law of dependent origination dated May 2008, based on a direct transcript from a recorded talk as given by Brother Teo on 8th of September 2004.
This one, when I just started, I started 2004, then I deliver this talk. It's a very good book. The two aspects of the PATA SAMUPPＡDA. One is the commentary one, over 3 lifetime one. Then the other one is the way I understand it, all explained very clearly there. That book is very, very good. Although 2005. If you want, I have them in my house. So when you are on the way back, whoever want, let me know. Or I bring some to maybe Thursday class. Okay? So you read through that book, the whole thing has been explained very clearly. Or Google, easier, our website, broteo.com. Okay? Continue, Amy.
Part 3, meditation. Question 1. Brother Teo, why is it while in meditation, I can be at peace with most things like itchiness, etc., but not with pain? Brother Teo answered, if you can endure itchiness, you should be able to endure pain also because they are quite similar. It is the result of understanding via meditation. Not being at peace with pain could be due to your inability to relax into it via acceptance. That is, your mind have negative craving to push away that so-called painful sensation that you have labeled to be so, hence giving it the strength to become a hindrance of your mind or ill will. Your mind wants things your way, hence conditioning suffering in the mind when you cannot get what you want. You have to silence your mind and investigate. Then you will understand what is going on. Meditation is to be done with understanding and not just to endure that pain without understanding. Inquire, why am I not peaceful and not silent? Understand the importance of the 5 spiritual faculties that are needed to counter the 5 hindrances of mind and the danger of allowing the hindrances of mind to be around. Then the answer will come to you through an understanding, and then you will know what to do. Try to just relax into the sensation and not labeling it as such to see what happens. Develop wisdom to free. Always remember, only wisdom frees.
So here, I didn't tell the answer to that person who asked the question, is there? Where I want her to find out, understand? And now I tell you the answer. If you can endure without stirring your mind, without negativity, don't go and label it as painful sensation that you don't like. Like I mentioned there, you want to push it away. It become what? Ill will, aversion, understand? And there is a mental hindrance. Then it will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state. Then how can you break free? It will become very painful, understand? But if you accept it, don't label it, endure, stay with it, means awareness and the thing. Then like the flowering of thought, the very flowering of that thought that has the content of consciousness of that sensation, which is painful, which is dependent orienting, that one will cease, understand or not? Why it cease? Because no more wrong thought, no more energy. Then what take over? Your awareness, which is sati, take over. Then the pain is gone, completely gone. You try it. Yeah. In fact, quite a few Kayamita try it before. Yeah. So pain is not an issue. You can overcome it when you have the understanding. So the key thing is don't create mental hindrance. Otherwise, it will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness to realize the true mind. Then sati cannot take over because you created the hindrance. So sati can only take over if you can accept the reality of the moment of what is, what happened, then be at peace with it. Means awareness and the emotion as one. Then witness how it ceases. Like J. Krishnamurti say, the very flowering of that emotion or that thought is the very ending of that thought. Because that thought that has the content of consciousness, which is the sensation, from pure feeling, it has developed until you label it as painful feeling. And that is a emotion which is negative. You have aversion towards it. You have dislike towards it. You want to push it away or do away with it. So that is a hindrance. So understand all this. Even nice feeling, nice sensation, like the peace, the tranquility, the stillness. If you grasp at it, what happened? Well, you like that feeling there. You create what? Sensual desire, and it's also a hindrance. And then after that, God. Then you come and ask, but I really enjoy, because I progress, my mind like that. But doesn't last one, no. Yeah, I want to ask me how to make it last, no. The Buddha already say, condition arising world. When condition cease to be, it cease to be. Why? You create sensual desire, you attach, you cling, and with that craving, you think that state can remain. Cannot. Understand? Unless you take drug, stimulate you, then you hallucinate. Then maybe after that, the drug addict, they that moment like, wow, like heaven, no. But after they wake up, how? They become addict, because they depend on that drug, understand? So when you become like that, means you don't know how to cultivate. You don't know how to develop this. You only want to buy all those, what they call, ecstasy pill. Huh? Is it correct, the word? The kids nowadays, the younger generation. You heard of ecstasy pill? Give rise to ecstasy sensation and feeling. So now, good money, what? And there are a lot of youngsters not have enough money. They go and push all this. That's why in a lot of countries, it's a major problem. I was told our country also got a lot of this type of thing going on. It's happening everywhere. So when you have all this understanding, you will not be deluded until you succumb to all these things. Understand? You want to have the good life, the good mind state, develop them. Understand? Like your ambition, your career. Be sincere, work towards it, and realize it. So when you have the Dhamma understanding, you can also train your mind until no more heedless, heedful. And heedful living, when you understand it, when you realize it, it is so beautiful as against last time, the heedless way of living. Heedless way suffer a lot of problem one. Then the mind, very, very restless one. A lot of what they call sankhara activity, which are very detrimental to your physical health, your mental health, and also your life. Of course, it comes with some excitement, that's not. Where you have the means, maybe you got money, then you become heedless. So you do all those funny things. But if you know the Dhamma, you don't have to do all those things, and yet you can have that type of mind, which is not the hot type, excited type, the what they call luring, exciting type. This one is tranquility, stillness, clarity, aware, understanding. Which one you prefer? If you choose the other one, then just now when we were discussing, what was the word already? The word that gives that type of excitement. I forgot. I used a word. There is a word I use as well. No. Not now. Earlier on sharing. You remember I say the word is enticing, luring. Understand? Huh? What is it? I cannot recall. There is another part is the level of sensuality. Understand? It's so high, because you can have a lot of things that really like entertain you, And the latest one is China one, the game. Yeah. I think something like that, fascinating. There's a word that I use. It's a very appropriate way. So now China realized later, Wukong, wow, xiao, everybody playing that game. You all have played that game or not? But don't worry, you can go and try. So, you have the Dhamma, why you worry? These are technology. They are here to stay. They cannot affect you. But you see the beauty of how this thing. That's why I watch the TV one. Ticket to Indulgence in the early day. And now they got a new series of Secret Life of the Filthy Rich. Astro. So all this If you see it can affect you, means you don't have the Dhamma. Understand? Like the Buddha say, he reprimanded Ananda. Ananda say, there is somebody who came there, the teacher teach very good. See no evil, hear no evil, peaceful. Understand? The Buddha reprimanded Ananda. When did I teach you like that? Like that cannot live like that. Everything also like the monkey, the eyes closed, the ear closed. Then what happened? There is no life, understand? It's just like somebody asked me, he said, Betil, the direct seeing, pure seeing, you mean like the baby? Of course, the baby, the memory not developed, that's why it's pure direct seeing, but no use, understand? I say it must be a human being with the brain, with all the rubbish inside there, and yet you can direct see. That one is a real one, understand? So it's similar, understand? When you have all this rubbish also, you cannot be affected. See that Wukong type of game also can affect you. Like that, what type of transformation is it? Understand? That's why I want to understand a lot of things about the world and the civilization. And life is so exciting. You can explore. But please, don't say, Brother Teo say like that. You're going to go and try drug. Then go and try all. Please. Then go and try weapon. Go and buy like US, then shoot here, shoot there. Please. That is not what I want you to do. There are certain things cannot try on. One-way traffic one. Cannot try. That's why the precept, we undertake the training rule to abstain from what? Intoxicant, understand? Drug and all that. But this one cannot. Once you touch it, you already very difficult already. But of course, there are people who come out of it, understand? But unless you have the paramita. But when you have the paramita, you won't get entangled with that one, understand? In the past, you must have sold drug before, understand? Then now you become the victim. You go and buy drug. Beauty is how you cheat people, exploit people. That's why how you go and end up visiting doctors that are bogus or non-ethical, or the bomo, all those things, or the fortune teller, you cannot scam back. Past life you also involved in all this syndicate doing all this. So the Buddha say, you reap what you sow. Understand? That's why all evil must be avoided, means this. Don't go and do any of this. Don't go and think, nobody know one. And sometimes they work in the government department. They say, Akong and Louis. You know what is Akong and Louis? It's like your grandfather's money. Yeah, government, like everything you can abuse and take. Cannot. Because this law of karma is very powerful. You reap what you sow. You are born of it, heir to it, conditions, but you are what you are because for cultivator of the way, they will know this very clearly. I used to tell Kahemita last time, after 1989, it showed it to me. In Hokkien, they say, Bo Kao Lu Bo Xiang Xin. Because the nature's law like that, it keep on hitting back. And let you see. Cannot violate. Thing is just the way it is. Suchness, finish. That's why this type of training, it awaken you one. It's not a knowledge one. It is a wisdom, a understanding. And from there, you cannot do already one. You cannot revert back already one. The heedful way and the heedless way is world of a different. Okay? Now we continue. Louder lah, ayo. Make merit also shy. Louder lah. Last time when I was with my teacher Ajayantra, a lot of breakthrough people know. I'm the first to rejoice on Sadhu, very loud. Until Ajayantra also know. When I visit him in Australia, the Katina that time, he tell the Thai people, well, the Thai, a lot of Thai people follow him. He said there is a brother Teo from Malaysia, is it? The family, the Mark family, is it? He rejoiced, really sincere and strong one. So don't be shy, because nobody follow you. The voice also volume shrink. Rejoice, understand. Okay? Amy? Oh, Mariana. Oh, okay.
41 Heart Sutra class. 2.1 Definition. Way, path, extinction, cessation. The seven mental factors of enlightenment. Santa Bojanga. Number 1, Sati, mindfulness or awareness. 2, Dhamma Vichaya, Dhamma investigation. 3, Viriya, spiritual zeal or tenacity to cultivate the Buddha Dhamma. 4, Piti, spiritual joy, calmness or rapture. 5, Passaddhi, tranquility, still mind or silent mind without thought, mind already trained. Initially, it can still stir because the latent tendencies or anusaya are not rooted out yet. 6, Samadhi, a collected and unwavering mind that can see things as they are. 7, Upekkha, equanimity of mind born of wisdom, no more grasping or clinging and steering of mind, and feeling at the moment of sense door contact remain as pure feeling because there is wise attention or uniso manasikara. Similarly, for perception, sankhara, consciousness, etc. For the Arahants, their 5 aggregates of form and mind are pure aggregates and non-grasping because of their wisdom. Their minds cannot get into trouble anymore because the Arahants are no longer deluded. Understand the non-self and anatta nature of our form and mind, then there will be no more delusion to condition us into dukkha. When your grasping arises, you cease to have the enlightenment thought. The Arahants still have outflow of thoughts, but no more ignorance. The wisdom is enough to liberate them from birth and death of their segmented life, the 5 aggregates of form and mind. 2.2 The Four Noble Truths, Chattari Ariya Satcha. 1. Dukkha, suffering. 2. Samudaya, cause of arising dukkha. 3. Nirodha, extinction or cessation of all dukkha, nibbana. 4. Magga, the way or path, Noble Eightfold Path leading to the cessation of all dukkha. Part 3. Meditation. 3.1 Question 1. Brother Teo, since the Cameron Highlands retreat, I am able to feel the different mind states in meditation, especially pain and other subtle emotions. Now I understand that pain is just another negative expression of the feeling that I dislike, so I just relax and let it be without any aversion towards it. The mind is now more at peace, and because of that, it effortlessly drops to the heart. And when this happens, there are no more obstacles, and I feel hollow and free, neither feeling the energy nor anything for that matter. I am then able to sit much longer without any feeling of numbness or pain anymore in the legs.
This one is very good. After you listen to the explanation, because this lady is a lady. She came to a retreat. Then after I explained like what I explained to you, don't label all that. So she go and do just like what Joey understand, let things be, then be with He penetrate. Then from the way he described, you all should rejoice. Why nobody rejoice? You think easy to realize this? Then Manyan now continue. I need to go to washroom. Don't worry. Anything you don't know, you ask me others.
Brother Teo answered, "This is very good understanding, leading to a very good meditative experience that can stabilize one's insight. Most cultivators make the mistake of reacting to the tactile sensation that arises and label it as pain because of their mind's aversion towards that sensation. They do it without knowing that the moment they label it as pain, then a mental hindrance, ill will, has arisen. This mental hindrance of ill will hinder the mind from becoming peaceful. The lack of peace will condition the meditator to try to note or focus and concentrate the mind to push away the pain so as to become more peaceful. This is introducing thought into the meditation, hence no more heedfulness, because the doing of meditation is by thought, which is actively trying to meditate to become peaceful. This is not knowing that you are already peaceful the moment you are silent and aware, without thought, to just understand the truth and the reality of what is happening within the moment. You will start to understand how the form and mind can be conditioned into reacting to sense experiences via its own sakayaditi or self-delusion to grasp onto the five aggregates of form and mind as the I and the me. This is real insight born of sati that can see things as they are and understand what is going on there, and then without any thought thinking. Under Vedana Nupassana, the Buddha said, when there is feeling, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, you must be aware. This awareness will enable you to understand how your mind, via its own wrong views and opinions or self-delusion, reacts to the sensation and label it as pleasant and unpleasant sensation, or like and dislike, leading to the first two hindrances of mind. These hindrances of mind, which are sensual desire and ill will are also part of the evil roots of greed and hatred. The moment the mind is aware of such delusion, the mind can just relax into the moment without any reaction. Meditation is not just about good, comfortable, peaceful, and beautiful meditation. It is about the development of wisdom to enable the mind to deal with all life situations without having to experience any more mental suffering. 3.2. Understanding the 5 ways to overcome the 5 mental hindrances and unwholesome thoughts that have arisen is also very important. The first 2 ways are 1. Think of the direct opposite wholesome thoughts. 2. Contemplate the consequence or danger of holding or clinging on to these unwholesome or wrong thoughts. These 2 ways are still thought-based meditation, but they are important skillful means that can help the cultivator to overcome the unwholesome thoughts via the first 2 right efforts, whereas the 3rd and 4th ways are meditative training as taught by the Buddha to help the cultivator develop the wisdom needed to free the mind from such unwholesome thoughts. This is especially so for the 3rd way. Number 3. The Buddha said, just silence your mind and don't do anything. Then the mind will settle down on its own to return to its natural state of silence and stillness before the steering conditioned by one's self-delusion. This understanding can lead to profound wisdom. Just like J. Krishnamurti's famous quote, the very flowering of the unwholesome thought, like anger, etc., is the very ending of that thought. Number 4. The Buddha, via its 4th way, trained the cultivator to develop true understanding or wisdom via tracing its origination factors and retrospectively reverse it via understanding to liberate the mind. The origination of these unwholesome thoughts is obvious via one of the sense doors consciousness, especially the seeing, hearing, and thought consciousness sense doors. When we understand the cause behind the steering of mind, then we should contemplate the 3 turnings of the 4 noble truths, especially the 2nd turnings, until the wisdom is very stable and clear, so that the next time when we confront similar seeing or hearing or thought consciousness situations, we will not be deluded by them anymore, and can have the wisdom to deal with the situation. The ability to silence the mind and to accept the reality of the moment without any reaction or judgment is wisdom. Then to be able to use this clarity of awareness or heedfulness to investigate the truth and characteristics of all phenomena in our daily life is true meditation. The ability to accept the reality of all sensations, feelings is also wisdom. The mind can only understand what is going on via just a silent inner awareness to observe the truth and the reality of the moment without any suppression or control of any emotion, i.e., just allowing it to flower, to develop the wisdom that comes with it. Use the mind sweeping method combined with metta to decondition your heedless thinking so that your mind can be trained to be in a state of relaxed, silent inner awareness, to be heedful to meditate. This heedfulness will be able to investigate clearly how the tactile consciousness really comes to be. You just silence your mind to be aware, to investigate the truth and the reality of the moment, and you will understand how they arise and pass away with every moment of arising of the tactile consciousness. You can then be aware of the pulling sensation to understand clearly how the form and mind function. There is always a knowing element that can be aware of the pulling sensation phenomena that has arisen. The awareness or mind moment is always moment to moment, hence no reality at all, because they are all conditioned arising mental phenomena, consciousness only. But due to your self-delusion, you will grasp and cling onto them, hence conditioning your suffering via your wrong view. This understanding is very important to enable one to break free from the concept of self or self-delusion. 3.3. Question 2. Brother Teo, when I meditate, I don't feel any pain, but I am aware of thoughts. When aware, I tell myself to be silent and go back to the anapanasati. Is that correct? Brother Teo replied, meditation is not about right or wrong, but it is more towards realizing wisdom that can free our mind from all suffering. When you are just silent and aware, you are heedful, and in that heedful state, you can develop a lot of understanding via observing your own form and mind without any judgment or comment. You only need to continue doing anapanasati when you need to train your mind to be aware so that it is not heedless. Once your heedfulness has already stabilized, technically you don't need to hold on to the anapanasati training anymore. Similarly, for the mind sweeping and metta exercises too, for they are just skillful means to train the mind. The key is relaxation of both the body and mind, followed by the silent mind, leading to a tranquil state of mind that has clarity and awareness within to see things as they are, thereby realizing the wisdom. So meditation has 4 important supports, and they are relaxed, aware, 24 hours continuity, and trust. The key to meditation is awareness or sati, which is also the first factor of enlightenment. With awareness, you can develop the understanding of why your mind is like that, how it is conditioned to react to sense experiences via your wrong and deluded views and opinions of things. That is Dharma investigation. Inquire deep into who is doing the meditation. What is I and the me all about? Why did the Buddha say it is Sakaya Ditti or self-delusion? Why are the thoughts so active, judgmental, and intrusive? And why can't they just let things be? The moment you are aware, the Dharma will come to you. Understand it and awaken to it. Relax and be with the moment in silent awareness to experience all of the beauty of life and existence. Once you realize, you will know how to accord and flow. Then you will not be afflicted anymore. Hence, life becomes very meaningful and very beautiful. All this can be understood if you are not deluded. See how your attachment and craving arise during your meditation when you lack wisdom. Most cultivators attach to good and calm meditation. They hold on to all the things that their mind has created via their consciousness and its contents, not knowing these things are all impermanent and empty, thus causing suffering the moment they grasp onto them. Through this Dharma sharing, you can develop wisdom much faster. Otherwise, it will take you a long time to understand the full picture of the cultivation yourself. These short notes are very useful, and all of you must read through them again and again to stabilize your understanding. Similarly, for the recorded talks, you must listen to them again and again to develop the clear understanding of the Dharma shared. This is how you can progress along the path of Dharma.
Okay, let us rejoice. Loud one. Sadhu, sadhu. You know why or not? This is the first annual retreat. We finish on the 4th day. After that, all appendix already. That's why I got time to do the rest. Means what? Good sign. A lot of you can follow, understand or not? Not like last time. Last time I got to slow down. Because many people cannot follow. But I realized the last few retreats, faster and faster we finish. There was the early year, first time we go using this book, cannot finish it. It's like very long. We have too much thing to explain. But that time a lot of good question. So I don't mind. You got good question, I answer. I answer my nature also rejoice because people can understand. But this time also not bad. Quite a lot of things has been explained. Things that need to be explained on has been explained. So hopefully the new people can follow because I think based on BF, Michael feedback, I think they are doing well. Not bad. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Because they have the faith and the affinity. And they come because they listen to my YouTube and all those things, the website before. Then they have the affinity and they are more interested, more serious. So these are the reason why first time, but they can understand many things. Then of course Cindy is another very unique one. Before she comes, she already know how to develop the awareness based meditation and all that. That's why he come here a lot of joy. He say like, this is the best retreat. Everything is like he conducive. I never expect such a thing on. He got two wonders to choose. You all gem, wonders, or treasure. You don't know how to pick one. So, but I saw a lot. Went to the chanting. Very good. You all can be there. You stand there silent your mind. You already receive a lot. Understand? Especially Bunfei. He said BF. He said Beng Fi. He said he do Qigong. That's why the vibration very good. And the energy make him move. But didn't move like last time Chu Polian. Well, this one not coming. This one is Qigong. You can feel the energy, all those things. Then today, I think I saw Cindy went down. Cindy? So you want to tell a story? Want to tell us any story? What happened to the wonders down there?
Of course, I love the chanting.
Sadhu. Yeah.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
It just stands
Very
doing
soothing.
nothing, and then it's so soothing.
Very soothing. And it just went in.
Yeah. I don't get this the first time I enter, and then first time I enter this chanting group.
Yeah.
Walking around.
Yeah.
Then we chant and just follow them.
Sadhu. Yeah.
It's a very nice experience.
Yeah. Especially after they finish the thing, then Rao for.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is the best.
That's the best.
I like that one.
I love it. But I don't think I get it in KL. Do I get? I don't know.
When they recite Guan Yin Pusa, Guan Yin Pusa,
Yeah, that one.
Guan Yin
Yes,
Pusa.
yes, yes.
Oh, that one I went
Yes,
into
yes,
everything.
yes, yes, yes.
Then at one stage is Ami Tofo, Ami Tofo. That thing really went in. And I really listened to that 30 odd years ago.
Brother Teo, I feel that this retreat is too short.
Yeah, yeah. You heard this year retreat too short.
Too short lah.
You let Papa Suri know. Yeah, she have to organize. But don't worry. Short.
It's at least also 10 days and now it's 7 days.
Yeah. No. You listen. Short also have its beauty. Well, the Buddha said the Dhamma is beautiful. Beautiful in the middle. Beautiful in the end. So you start with the beginning. Then after that, in the middle, also like that. In the end, also like that. That's why this teaching is very unique one. Beautiful all the way on. Understand? So thank you so much, Manyan and Ingbi. Now is my turn to speak. I got to use my voice again. So now the appendix still got things there one, but don't worry. The appendix I know how to choose things. No need to waste too much on some of the thing I think repeated, and there is one also very useful, but this round enough, I think. I only read to you the trained mind and the untrained mind. Then this one, the appendix, the Heart Sutra, maybe tonight we can chant again with the Tapezo. Then I want you to recite this. Paticca Samuppada, because today we just go through it. Yes. Oh, Cindy suggests. Wow, sadhu. Come. 来. I really want you all to chant. No, now. Because you still hot, still fresh. Like 趁熱，趁熱整咗佢啊。Okay. 打鐵趁熱。Turn to page 9 of our normal chanting book. Normal chanting book. Come, Cindy, you and Ingbi. Yeah. No, you got 3 mic, 4 mic. Don't worry, you also take one. Ingbi take one. This one, you chant, then it go in or no? Why? Because through chanting you can remember. Understand? You understand? Through chanting you can remember. And like the monks, like a school song. Understand? After you chant so often, anytime also the wording all you remember. So page 9, Paticca Samuppada, law of dependent origination. 9 and 10, yes. Because after that is a reverse cycle. The Nirodha cycle. This one is the beginning cycle. Okay? Can start. Oh, don't have. Somebody help. Chino.
Yapachaya Sankara Pachaya Vinyanam Vinyana Pachaya Namarupang Namarupa Pachaya Salayatanang Salayatana Pachaya Passo Pachaya Vedana Pachaya Tanha Pachaya Upadana Pachaya Bhava Chaya Jadi Jadi Pachaya Jara Marana Sukha Parideva Dukkha Domanas Supayasa Sampavanti Eva Metassa Kevalassa Dukkha Khandassa Samudayo Hoti Avijjayat Veva Asesa Viraga Nirodha Sankhara Nirodho Sankhara Nirodha Vijnana Nirodho Vijnana Nirodha Nama Rupa Nirodho Nama Rupa Nirodha Salayatana Nirodho Salayatana Nirodha Passa Nirodho Passa Nirodha Vedana Nirodho Vedana Nirodha Tanha Nirodho Tanha Nirodha Upadana Nirodho Upadana Nirodha Bhava Nirodho Bhava Nirodha Jadi Nirodho Jadi Nirodha Jara Marana Sukha Parideva Dukkha Domanas Supayasa Nirodhanti Eva Mesassa Kevalassa Dukkha Khandassa Nirodho Hoti.
Let's rejoice, huh? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
So just to let you understand, the cessation cycle is very beautiful. You see, with the cessation and final cessation of ignorance, with the total and final cessation of ignorance, means no more ignorance, means you have developed vijja, wisdom. Then mental activity, sankhara, or mental formation cease to be. So now you know why the enlightened ones seldom think, understand? Because no need to use that, understand? Only avijja fellow need to use that, understand? So when you no longer have avijja, vijja, no need to create that type of mental movement and activity born of delusion early on. So what happens is when you become enlightened, that vijja is no longer what they call deluded. That enlightenment, wisdom that you have realized is the one that transforms. That's why even it hit the sense door contact, then it condition feeling. Feeling will arise, but it's pure feeling. That's why the Arahant and beyond, they aggregate, the five aggregate. They also have five aggregate, but theirs is supramundane, understand not? Not the mundane one, understand? Not the samsaric one, understand? So this supramundane one, their feeling cannot become conditioned into craving. It remains as pure feeling. In fact, not only feeling, their perception also direct seeing of pure perception. Then their sankhara also no delusion one, no evil root one, nothing one, pure. Then their consciousness is always that consciousness, pure. Like you heard from Cindy. Seeing lah. What is there so much thing to go and see? We are normal people cannot know. The brain, the memory, all the conditioning, all coming and keep on. That's why you get yourself entangled. But when they see, they just see lah. Understand lah? But there is a direct see. Thing is just the way it is. They understood. They want to know, they can know. So if you have that awareness nature develop, stabilize, you can be in that state in the midst of life. That's why it's different. So this cessation cycle is very beautiful. When you are enlightened with the total and final cessation of avidya, ignorance, sankhara or mental activity or mental formation cease to be. Then when that one cease, how can consciousness come to be? Understand? Where you don't make contact to create the movement again already. But because there is a supramundane mind, that's why the Arahant, sometimes they say with residue. You know what is with residue or not? We have the five aggregate of form and mind hasn't ceased. Understand? So this Arahant, the so-called five aggregate of form and mind, still inside there. But they are pure aggregate. So whoever who have realized Arahantaship and beyond, like the Bodhisattva and all the great beings and the Buddha, they will have this understanding. And the understanding is very different. Because the only difference, Arahant, the mundane mind didn't collapse. Understand? Yeah. But because of their wisdom, he also cannot grasp it. Then when he died, no more what they call conditioning to take birth. You understand? So because of that, this supramundane mind, for those that is beyond Arahant, the Bodhisattva, the mundane mind collapse already one. This one, the aggregates are pure aggregate. In fact, the Arahant also, although with the with the mundane mind still there, but no longer has the avijja. So because of that, theirs also non-grasping, but theirs is still the mundane mind. Because they didn't go in. Then the vibration of the pure awareness nature, which is what we call pure energy, they cannot transform their internal nature until that vibration is too fine for the gross mundane mind to stay. Then only it can collapse. So this is the only difference. So what you need to understand is the cessation cycle just root out avijja. Finish. Once that one gone, all the cessation will happen already. That's why they can go into cessation, nirodha. Then they realize nibbana. Can understand? Okay? Then this one finish. We go to the next one. I promise you all that thing that I brought along. That poem, not poem. The 4th of April 2019 sharing. There is a reference book cover that was uploaded. So it seems this book cover is from Paul Ferrini. What is the other three word at the back? JPG or what? Never mind, not important. And that one I think was somebody who attended that thing. I think they show it to me, brought it up. Then I read through, then I explain to them. So here are the short notes taken. So that day we only finish one. Meditation is to train the mind to be heedful. Then when the 5 spiritual faculties are developed, you can just straight away meditate. Relax and aware to realize the silent mind, which is your meditative mind or true mind. Those on the Zoom you have, but did I put in the website? Have. Oh, annual retreat has. You all open it up? Got or not? Oh, don't have handphone. Okay, never mind. Listen. So the second part is very interesting. First step towards wisdom is to be aware. Yeah? The moment you are without thought, you are already aware. When you are aware that you are heedless, means no longer aware. At that moment, there is mindfulness or awareness. Just like what J. Krishnamurti used to say. This is sati. Or in the words of J. Krishnamurti, the awareness of inattention is attention. Understand? When you are aware, you are not attentive. That moment is your awareness. Otherwise, you will be lost in thought. You cannot even become aware of what happened. When you are heedless, can you be aware that you are heedless? Cannot. But when you lost your ability to be what they call attentive, you know, because you either doze off, sleepy or what, then you are not paying attention. Then you force yourself, also no use. So when you come to know that, then suddenly you become interested again and you become alert again. Their attention, that moment, is actually your awareness, but they cannot maintain, understand? After that, they will go back. So what J. Krishnamurti want you to understand is, you need to train to develop it. It is already there, like what I explained to you. The moment you are without thought, the attention is already there. The moment you are without thought means you are not lost in thought, preoccupied in what the thought is telling you or creating the movement for you. The chattering, the verbalization, the stirring, the reaction, the emotion, everything that arises through your sankhara activity, that one cease. Once that one no more, we have no more thought. Then that nature, awareness nature arises. It's like the moment you are aware of inattention, there is attention. Well, when you are aware, all this thought movement cannot move. But you don't have that ability because it's not stable yet. You only able to be aware that moment. Then after that, you doze off again or you get lost again, heedless again. So if you don't train your mind, based on what J. Krishnamurti say, you go and try. Very difficult to do here. That's why when you understand based on the Buddha's teaching, the moment you are without thought, you already aware. Sati is awareness before the knowing. When you understand this, they're easy. No need to do anything. Just silent, the third way, like the Buddha teach. Awareness and the emotion as one. Then the very flowering of thought is the very ending of that thought. We have Krishnamurti also know. You stay with it, it ceases. That's how you awaken. Then the awareness nature comes. Then he said, this one, when you realize it, this is the only sacred thing, understand? Not the other created by your thought on the God and all the scripture. That one not sacred one. He sometimes use very strong word. What is so sacred about those things? Then when you do all the energy field, jhana, all the thing, concentration, he said all these are paper tiger. You know what is paper tiger? Like tiger, no, but paper tear finish. So all this is why he saw where he was with this nature. That's why he can understand. Okay. So number 3, with this awareness, you can understand how you function as a human being and how you get lost in thought and become heedless. It is through all this understanding that you can get to know what you are, the bracket, the 5 aggregate of form and mind, and who you are. Okay, I reverse it. I always ask who. You will get to know who are you and what you are. Now I reverse. See that clearly. When you are without wisdom, the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion are actively conditioning the wrong thought. You remember? So he said, should not and all those things, not a reality. Then what is wrong thought? Thought that condition your suffering, your misery. So whenever you are not peaceful, not happy, the wrong thought are there. So these are all the important understanding that can point towards cultivation. And it is very useful, very practical. Okay, I read again. I'm at number 3, not number 4. No wonder I cannot find where I was. Okay, when you are without wisdom, the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion are actively conditioning the wrong thought. We are here to cause you problem in life, like what we say. Where you perceive negativity, you don't want to accept the reality, like what Sui mentioned. Without the 5 spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, and Samadhi, and Panya, the opposite 5 mental hindrances will arise to hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner awareness. Mind that is collected and unwavering has Samadhi, and Samadhi can prevent the mind from stirring. That's why you can see things as they are. With Sati and Samadhi, you can see things as they are and awaken to the reality of the moment before the conditioning, views, and opinion from memory comes in to interfere or intervene with our seeing. That's why this one, the baby also see like that. But you must be a complicated human being with all the rubbish in your brain, and yet you can see like that. That is the real one. That's why they don't interfere. Wisdom arises because that is the direct seeing, seeing things as they are. Without the spiritual faculty and the understanding of the Dhamma, mental hindrance will arise, causing the mind to react and stir. Pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, which are the first 2 mental hindrances, will then arise within your mind state. Without virya, you will feel lethargic, sleepy to meditate. Without sati, samadhi, and wisdom, you will have restlessness of mind, hence your lack of peace. Then number 5, real meditation can only start when one's daily mindfulness is very stable. You need to be heedful and use the very mindful state to cultivate Noble Eightfold Path. To progress, you need to constantly meditate while having a good religious routine and a very stable daily mindfulness. At the same time, constantly reflect and contemplate to straighten your view. Your life is your greatest teacher. The truth is within you or yourself. You will then understand who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being. We are the wisdom developed. This is what meditation is all about. Then number 6. With awareness, you have space between thought. That is, i.e., clarity, silence, and hence peacefulness of mind. The moment you are aware of your negative thoughts and heedless thinking, the momentum of this negative thought will to continue the habitual thinking breaks. When there is space between thought, the conditioned mind can break free. Thus, when you are constantly aware, the heedless thinking mind fails to have any power over you. So this one, I must show you the example of momentum. You know what is momentum? Yeah, well, most of you are science students. Momentum is what they call a type of circular motion force. Understand? And this one, it moves by itself after you start the motion. That's why it's called momentum. It keep on swinging. So I show you this. So if you swing like that, it will continue. And why it defy gravity? Up there also cannot fall down. But there is a centrifugal force to actually create the movement. So what happened is, to start this movement, you got to use more energy there. But when it's in motion, you hardly use energy, understand or not? So similarly, your heedless thinking, when it become habitual, no need energy, you know. Understand or not? you think like effortless. You are so habitual, so spontaneous one, no. Especially you observe yourself in life, there are a lot of things that has become so habitual, especially between spouse. Before you open the mouth, the wife know what you are telling her already. Or the husband will know what you're telling her, especially the wife. He say, and now I know what you're going to say. So all this is what momentum is all about. So sati is what? Awareness. The moment you are aware, the thinking stops, isn't it? True or not? The thinking stops, then how to start this movement? You need more energy, isn't it? Unless your delusion is still very thick, this one cannot move on. That's all. But initially, the habitual tendency cannot root out immediately. So what happens is, after you have the wisdom or the understanding already, then especially within the initial few days or few weeks, sometimes months, that habitual tendency is a habit. So sometimes when you confront sense experience, you will still stir. But the moment you stir the awareness, from spontaneously the yoniso manasikara come out. Then the Dhamma stop the movement. I think it's good sign, good progress already. Then how to root it out? You have to contemplate, reflect, until it become a part of you, until it become very stable. When the stability is there, then it cannot happen like before already. So all this is what cultivation is all about. So what I explained down there, number 6. With awareness, you have space between thought. There is clarity, silence, and hence peacefulness of mind. The moment you are aware of your negative thought and heedless thinking, means the momentum of this negative thought to continue the habitual thinking breaks. Understand? Because the moment you are aware, thought cannot stay there. Understand? So when it breaks, it needs a stronger momentum to move it. So this one, you have to develop the understanding so that you understand how the cultivation develops the progress. So you are aware of, the moment you are aware of your negative thought and heedless thinking, the momentum of this negative thought to continue the habitual thinking breaks. So when there is space between thought, the conditioned mind can break free. That's why I say, after that, you develop the understanding. After that, if you encounter similar sense experience, it will stir for a while, understand? But that momentum, understand? Not so strongly, because it's not a heedless, continuous thinking like before. Because once you have the wisdom, that whole movement actually stops. Then, because it's habitual, the brain, through the mundane mind, still wants to develop that movement. But at that moment, your wisdom which you have developed will prompt you. Then this one, like, straight away disappear. It's just like the second right effort. You can prevent it from arising already, understand? The first one, you must let it arise first. Then you learn how to abandon the wrong thought that has arisen. The second one, you have this wisdom already, like Yoniso Manasika, where you break free before already. Then you can prevent it from arising. Understand? So even the habitual tendency, for a while, stop. Understand? That's why you can prevent it from arising. So you need Yoniso Manasika to do the second right effort. Okay? Now, let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. When there is space between thought, the conditioned mind can break free. This is the meaning. Thus, when you are constantly aware, the heedless thinking mind fails to have power over you. That's why your awareness must be continuous. Because of heedlessness, human beings tend to react to situations due to their habitual tendency, born of wrong view. The conditioned mundane mind pulls you into negativity, and it is this deluded mundane mind that lives your life. When you are heedless, you are not living your life. Understand? The avijja is living your life. As you realize the unreality of form and mind, like what I taught you, you can then straight away straighten your view to break free. Then meditation, as taught by the Buddha, is to develop the stability of sati, to see things as they are, to insight into the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, to develop the wisdom to break free our mind. No more delusion, no more suffering. Relax into whatever mind state, whether pleasant or unpleasant, that arise. Know that dislike and dislike are due to your mundane mind's conditioning and habitual tendency. After having awakened to this understanding and wisdom, you can transform your life for the better. You will have more wholesome mind state that arise via the newly heedful way of living, which are so different from those of your past, rather unwholesome or heedless, unwholesome mind state born of heedless living. Okay, so this is very clear. Then number 9. The true mind is the tranquil and still mind in pure awareness without thought. And such a mind can awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, or empty nature of existence. Without wisdom, Mara may come and attack you, make you miserable. Most human beings merely existed through life because they are only conscious of life and they are hardly mindful and aware within. But when you are constantly aware, you truly live life. That is heedful living. If you do not know who you are, what you are, then who is living your life? This is a very good inquiry. If you don't know who are you or what are you, then who is living your life? The thought, avijja. they have a good time. They can play havoc on you, make you miserable, torment you. Okay, we are at number 1. Or 11 already. Okay. Okay. If you do not know who are you, what are you, then who is living your life? The deluded thought is living your life. Understand or not? Before thought arise, our nature is pure awareness, the true mind, or spacious awareness without a center. When you perceive something, a thought arises. From spacious awareness, you zoom into the limited space to perceive something to arise the thought. After you perceive, you input the content of consciousness following your views and opinion. Thought is pure awareness with its content of consciousness. This is how the 5 aggregate of form and mind arise. So this is the second aspect. This thought is limited because after you focus, thought arises within the small space. This limited and egoic mind cannot see the whole and is incapable of awareness. This thought is not you, but merely a dependent originating or condition arising thought entity. That's why it is a vehicle and tool karmically conditional. Upon contact of mind with the senses, you can become conscious of what you see, what you smell, taste, tactile feel, and think. With proper meditative understanding, you will understand that this thought is not you. But when you think you are, but when you think they are you, sakkayaditthi or self-delusion set in. Wrong thought condition your lack of peace. The 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, which come from the accumulated memories of good and bad experiences, are all embedded deep in your subconscious and unconscious. Most deluded people tend to hold on to their negative emotion, thus creating more unwholesome thought and suffering. The main cause of suffering is attachment, clinging, and craving, born of sakkayaditthi. Thus, if you do not know who are you, what are you, you can be deluded by this thought. This wrong thought then live your life. So if you don't want to let this happen, you better train your mind to have wisdom, to have heedfulness, to understand life. Then the 5 mental aggregates of body and mind, which is feeling, perception, mental state, mental form, and consciousness. They arise and pass away, but you did not die. Hence, they are not you. You are the pure awareness which is beyond the form and mind. Brother Danny, after our recent retreat in Cameron Highland, yeah, this is the person, I think, share a book by Paul Farini from John Bradshaw's commentary on Paul Farini. The title, I think, is Heal Your Life book. It is mentioned that Paul Farini's work is a must read for all people who are ready to take responsibility for their own healing. From Larry Dossell's commentary on his work, Paul Farini is a modern day, how to pronounce this word? Kali Vibrana, a poet, a mystic, a visionary, teller of truth. So this episode from Paul Ferreri's book is very good. You listen. Silence is the essence of the heart. See? Correct or not? The silent mind. Understand or not? So silent is the what? Read together. Silent is the essence of the heart. That's why I say go to the heart. Understand or not? Because the gateway is there. Everything is there. Understand or not? Then what you do? You cannot be in the heart unless what? You are in forgiveness of yourself and others. Means what? You have love. Understand or not? If you don't have love, how to forgive? Verbally say, yeah, Chinchay lah, forgive you lah. And the pastor told me in front of my brother-in-law's wedding, he shared with the newlywed. He said, always remember, easy to forgive, but difficult to forget. Does it mean that he forgive? He didn't forgive. He still can have the mundane thought to tell him difficult to forget. Means you kia lai gong, chui gong, I forgive. Inside, difficult to forget. With the memory of what you did to me. That one is not really forgive. Understand? That one no acceptance at all. He like, okay lah, you want me to forgive? I forgive you lah. So what? But I cannot forget what you did to me. That is not forgive. The hatred is still there. The bosong is still there. Understand? You cannot be at the heart unless you are in forgiveness of yourself and others. You cannot be in the heart if you are worried and angry. So what is worried and angry? Evil root, isn't it? You cannot be in the heart if your breathing is shallow and or labored. When the breath is labored, thinking is driven by what? Your fear, your panic, your restlessness, understand or not? And anxiety. Your mind states are rooted in the past and the future. Means what? Memory, brain, understand or not? We are the accumulation of your past and future. Unless you return to the heart, which is your pure awareness nature, you cannot see with love and compassion. Understand or not? And one who does not see the love and the compassion does not see truth, although he used the word accurately. All that is perceived is a fabrication, illusion, a hyperbola. It simply fits your boredom and anxiety. So this one is very good. Brother Theo further explained that when you forgive others, you free yourself. But when you forgive others, your hatred, envy, jealousy, evil root are gone or rooted out. Hence, your heart is free. Brother Theo also did not quite agree with Paul Farini's statement on silence is the essence of the heart. To be more precise, it should be silence is the essence of our nature or true mind. Understand or not? The heart is the organ, no? Understand or not? Although we say the seat of consciousness is there in the cavity, But the cavity, which is the heart, is not your awareness nature. No, you understand? No? Your awareness nature is actually when you are silent without thought, then only it manifests. No? But you cannot blame him because he knows it's at the heart area. That's why he used the word heart. Okay, can I accept? But I use this word, I say, more precise. Understand? The word is to be more precise. So it should be silent is the essence of our, instead of heart, is the awareness nature, pure awareness nature or true mind. It has nothing to do with the physical heart, understand? Instead, the heart is where the conscience resides. You go and read my blue book, is behind there. The difference between the heart and the mind, the blue book. Got it? Being fit. Yeah, correct. Yeah, Kong Chai got it. You go and read that one. Very good. Instead, the heart is where the conscience is. There is also a gateway to our nature within our heart. The conscience comes from our nature. It can only arise when we are without thought. You need to be mindful enough to know it. When you are silent in your heart, you can be mindful and aware. So this one I explained in the book. You know why you have this conscience. Sometimes they call it intuition. I give you an example. I also mentioned in the book. Especially you want to buy a house. You want to buy a house. The agent take you. Then you go to the house. The first instant before you go to your memory and think, there is a feeling you go in. Whether you like the house or there is an eerie feeling or you don't like. That one is from your conscience. Your conscience tell you. Understand? But after you go and think about it, then you make a choice. That one is not conscious. That one is your mundane mind trying to choose. Understand? So the conscience is inborn in your nature, actually. That's why when you do wrong thing, a lot of people, they cannot do because the conscience tell them this is wrong. But you know what happened? Next moment, the mundane mind come out and justify it. Nobody know one lah. How can my wife know? She housewife tataji boing into. Hey, this type of thinking create the excuses for you not to listen to the conscience. But you don't know that is the conscience. But the first instant before your thought come in, that is from your conscience. That's why they tell you cannot do. But most human beings believe who? Believe their desire, which the thought, which is ego, it will justify. That's why you don't make use of your conscience and intuition. But some people do, because they pantang. Hey, if I don't feel good, I don't want to buy it. That is good choice. If you feel good, just buy. Sure got something very good for you or appropriate. So this is how you can understand. At the heart, where their nature resides, there is a conscience. Understand or not? But this pure awareness nature is capable of developing the direct seeing and the wisdom. You read the book, a lot of things inside there. But very few people can understand. And the conscience is at the gateway there. Whereas the center, you go to the center, your heart ache, your heart pain, your heart attack, everything there. That is where your thought is and your emotion is. Where you get angry or you fearful, you realize your heart there's a very eerie energy. You realize that? But the center is where the emotion of the mundane mind is. That's why they say, listen to your heart. Be careful of which heart. The conscience or the emotion. You listen to the emotion, finish, I tell you. And this one, nobody understands. That's why when I wrote that book, hardly anybody understands. Okay? Okay. Then there's another part which is also very good. Number 18. Excerpt from Paul Farini's book. When you return to the heart, see, At least he knows it's at the heart area. Huh? You abide in the silence from which all sound comes. This one is correct. From that nature. All Dharma is not apart from that nature, understand? So he think only sound. But actually everything arises from there. Like a boat. This analogy he give is quite good. On the ocean, you feel the wave in it, sway beneath you in it. You swell, not sway, swell. You move with the wave, means echo and flow. But you know you are not the wave. That is a very good analogy, you know. Thought comes and go, yet you know you are not the thought. See? He also understands you are not the thought. You abide with the ebb and flow of the rights, moving in and out, like the thought appearing, disappearing, feeling the contraction and expansion of thoughts. Beneath the thinking mind, that's why I bold it, is a pure, non-judgment awareness. Actually, this one is what he described. I told you this is an awareness nature, no word, nothing. Not only no judgment, nothing inside there. It's unconditioned. When you discover the awareness, see, he used the word, you fall into the heart. Actually, it's the awareness nature, understand? The heart is a physical one. Then giving and receiving are effortless. There's no egoic mind there to say this and say that already. No need to make choice. Meditation is effortless because the last support is truth. Trust, not truth. Type wrongly. Trust, change it to trust. T-R-U-S-T. Make a note. And all true meditation is by the true mind, which is without thought. That nature, awareness nature. As you understand who and what you are, is essential to do the 5 daily contemplation. I am subject to aging. I am subject to age, illness and disease. I am subject to death. I was separate from all this. All that is dear and appealing to me. I am the owner of my action. Whatever I do, for good or for evil, to that will I fall heir. Means you are heir to it, as taught by the Buddha. You make use of this body and mind as a vehicle and tool for you to live life. Even when you know this is not you, you need to do your duty in life because this form of mind is subject to karma. It is within the conditioned world, subject to conditioned dhamma, which include the law of karma, the law of mind, law of truth, and all the other scientific universal law. Then last one, the pure nature cannot come out and live like her. This part he don't know. But everything arises from there. Thus, you can only truly live life when you are with the pure awareness nature and not when you are constantly lost in thought, which is heedless living. That's why stay there, awareness nature. When you are aware, Hui Ning say what? Wu Nian. Stay there. That is the first hallmark. Then what he say? All understanding, if it doesn't manifest from here, he don't teach. Understand or not? That's why suddenly, when you are here, you awaken on. You are here, this one direct see, understand, awaken. No gradual one. No slowly cultivate, then one day. No need one. Because when you are here, this is the final destination. Understand or not? All your method, technique, everything you do, bring you back to here. Understand or not? Then when they say, why so mafan? Understand or not? That's why he said, you develop Wu Nian. The first hallmark is no mark. He just write the word there. And no, not no mark, sorry, no thought. So how to develop no thought? Huining at that time, only himself know. That's why after 16 years, his insight stabilized. He know he is ready. He went to Nanhua temple. Understand? Then he was identified and ordained straight away. So that's why after that he teach. But he's an illiterate, you must know. At least I more lucky lah. I a bit educated lah. Then I engineer lah. He really illiterate, in a small town. But that is his choice. But his nature very powerful. I also cannot match. Why? He born without the mundane mind. I still got mundane mind. I got to cultivate until 35 years old only the thing collapsed. So he really fantastic. That's why they put his teaching on par with SAMUPPÂDA, you know that? It become a Mahayana Sutta now, 六祖坛经. Yeah. So all this is what the cultivation is all about. You have that nature. Actually, that thing that arises, you think is a fairy tale. The real thing is more fantastic than fairy tale. Fairy tale also cannot think until like that. When the thing unfold, really beyond your wildest dream, thing can be like that one. So this sharing finish, Sadhu, sadhu. Very good. So at least I cover 2 sheets already, today. Early on, the human being one, the 4 circle. Okay, you all go for dinner. I continue later. No, 6 o'clock dinner for people. There are 5 some precepts. They gone already. Go. Sorry, pay your respect and go.